Alright, so it's Christmas Day, and we're out here working on the boat. The boys asleep, and we just opened Christmas presents, got some time, so we thought we'd come out and get a couple things done. We're going to take measurements of everything, make a nice detailed drawing, so that when we start to rip this thing out, when we put it back together, we can put it back together correctly. But I know I asked on iBoats about how to take these off, and I realized that there is no video or anything out there at the moment. Just one person said, hey, there's a bar under there, and I remembered that it was there. So I thought I'd just go ahead and video what it is required to take these lounge seats off, and that will be helpful for the next person doing a MyLiner with one of these setups. So the lounge seat needs to be extended in order to do this, or at least mostly extended. And then underneath, this one's apparently already come off. This will make it even easier to show you. Underneath, this plate should be attached to the chair. And there is a bar right there that rides in the channel, and that's how the whole thing works. This is normally attached to the chair. This one apparently was not. The other side was. So to take the seat out, all you have to do is remove these two nuts, and this plate along with the lounge seat will pop right out. At least that's the idea. So I'll go ahead and do that. This is a little easier with this piece of wood like this.
And what size are the nuts?
This particular boat, it's a 3/8 inch. I don't know if you can see that. 3/8 inch nut. In this particular case, it's wanting to spin. Alright, so I tried to create a video, or at least add to part of this, that showed removing the seats. Unfortunately, that didn't quite go as I had hoped, as the seat that I tried to show you on had sort of been partially disassembled. But hopefully you got enough information out of what I was talking about. We were able to remove the base plate off of that second seat set over here on the driver's side pretty easily. They didn't come off on the passenger side, which is why we went to the bar on the bottom. But the seats are now sitting right there. So those are to be recovered, hopefully, and we'll mess with those later. We have now taken all of the seat cushions and bits and pieces out of the boat. We just took some detailed measurements. There's the anchor locker. You can see that a repair was attempted here up at the front of this boat. They just threw a piece of, looks like probably a piece of plywood over the top of a rotten part of the deck at the front. Fiberglassed it in. I do have to give them credit for fiberglassing it in. You can see it a little better now. But it's really soft. Very, very soft, right in the middle. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's pretty soft. Of course, so is the edges by the ski locker are pretty bad. So there's the seat boxes, empty. And the other side, there's ski locker cover. So we took detailed measurements. It looks like, at least with this MyLiner, that the hull is right here. And that makes sense looking at the outside. But so the deck doesn't start till here. So there's actually not a whole ton of decking on this boat, which I hope will work in my favor. So then we got measurements for all of the ski locker, or the seat bases here, the front of the doghouse, which is angled. Again, that. We tried to take some measurements of that rear part because there's a gap between the edge of that and the transom itself. And it looks like, looking in there, that the transom is pretty small. There's actually quite a lip, and it goes potentially all the way to the skin of the outside. So maybe if that transom's bad, and I'm hoping it's not, but maybe if it's bad, it'll be nice and easy to take care of. You can really see the motor mounts. I'm wondering, and I think I'll leave this up to you guys. I don't know, you guys who know more about the OMC setups, is this the engine that comes with it? I have no idea. Is a Ford engine the right engine? Is this actually the 2.3 liter that the side of the boat says it is? The only reason I question it is that it's in, you know, there's so little rust. It's in such good shape. I almost wonder if it's been rebuilt or a bigger guy's been put in. You know, maybe this came across all the way at one point if this was a smaller engine. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. So if you guys have any wisdom to share, that would be awesome. So that's the project as it stands. I think we're gonna call it quits for the day. We just wanted to get out here and get some measurements and get those seat bases out. And we're gonna go enjoy the rest of our Christmas. So there's a Christmas update for you. I hope you guys have all had a great Christmas and have a happy holidays, and thanks. Alright, today we're gonna go ahead and pull the deck out of this boat. I've got a little bit of help today, which is good because I don't think I can do this by myself. Taking a look at this, we spent some time taking pictures and measurements. There's not a whole lot of deck. I'm hoping, based off of some input from iBoats, that the stringers are not actually wood. If that's true, then maybe we don't have to replace those. But I think we're going to go ahead and pull everything back all the way to the transom, check the motor mounts, and generally see what the next step is. So we're going to get started by taking out the seat boxes, which are down there. We're probably going to use that Sawzall and just cut that seat box right out, and we'll do the second seat box, and then we'll start using the circular saw to go around and start pulling out in sections and chunks. So that's it for now. We'll come back when we have some progress to show you. Alright, so we've got part of the first seat box off, and we've got the first evidence of how much water I think we're going to run across in the rest of this boat. This is a side of one of the seat boxes, and as you can see, it's completely falling apart, rotted, completely wet. If you look down here at the box, you will see just all kinds of rot like this. All the foam is soaked. I literally felt a little splash as we were sort of beating the sides off of this thing. So I'm hoping the rest of the boat's not as bad, but I'm not real confident that it's not. So that's what we're working with, and we'll keep working. I'll come back. Alright, so we've got both seat boxes out, at least enough that I think we can start cutting the deck out. I'm going to go ahead, I've set my saw to the thickness of the deck, which I've just measured right here, so just under the thickness actually. And then we're just going to follow the edge of the hull here, hoping not to cut into the hull, because that would be bad, and see if we can't cut this deck out. What I think I'll do is I'll go down each side, I'll go along the back and along the front, and then cut down the middle, and we'll try to take out two big old chunks. At least that's my plan for this section, so let's see if I can't do it.
You're on. Alright, so you probably can't hear me.
Alright, so we, as you can see, got a big chunk of the deck cut out. Here to here, front to the doghouse. There was a really bad saw spot in the floor, right here. The saw sunk when I hit that soft spot, and we're lucky we're alive. We cut into the gas tank, and there is fuel in that tank. I can smell it as it stands right now. We're going to seal it up with a little JB stick, at least temporarily, so that we don't have any more fumes leaking into the garage until we can get this out of here. But that's just something to be careful of. I had my blade set, I thought, about right, but apparently it was a little too deep, especially on that soft spot because the saw sunk a little bit. The other thing that leads me to believe we had the blade a little deep is we have managed to cut through the hull on both sides. So there will be some patching that will have to happen there. I'll be leaning on you guys at iBoats to help me figure out how to do that correctly, and whether or not you need to do some supporting right now somehow. But yeah, we've definitely cut through the hole here, and again on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and patch this up with JB Weld, and then I don't know if we'll be done for the night or not. We might try to cut out a little more, but yeah, just wanted to kind of give you a word of warning. Don't cut into your gas tank. That's stupid. So there you go.